All right, let's get into it. Today, we're talking about a love so intense, it's basically an obsession. And we're going to break down a single sacrifice that costs one man literally everything, only for him to come back to a world that, well, a world he just doesn't recognize anymore. So you hear this desperate cry, right? Return me to Raghad. Get me out of here. These are the words of our protagonist, Waleed, screaming from inside a prison cell. And that one line, it tells you everything you need to know. From the absolute beginning, his entire world, his whole reason for being, it all comes down to one person, Raghad. And the scale of this devotion, it's just staggering. I mean, think about it. This wasn't some brief, crazy moment. We're talking about 8 years. He willingly gave up 8 years of his life for her. That's the price he paid, and it just sets the stage for the absolutely incredible stakes we're about to get into. So, in this explainer, we're going to dive deep into this all-consuming love. We'll look at the absolutely devastating sacrifice Waleed made, and then we're going to untangle all the messy, unforeseen consequences that were just waiting for him when he finally got back to the life he thought he knew. So, the big question is, why? Why would anyone just throw their life away like that? Well, to really get it, we have to go all the way back. Back to the very beginning, to a bond that was forged when they were just kids. And you can see their dynamic was set right from the start. You've got Waleed, who's her much older cousin, and he pretty much becomes her guardian, her protector. For little Raghad, he's a total hero. You know, she'd say these innocent things like, "Color with me," or "There is no boy like you, I will draw you." And all of that just built this incredibly deep sense of responsibility in him. So much so that he even admits to himself later, "I became obsessed with this child." And that obsession, well, it puts them on a collision course with tragedy. It all starts with this guy, Ammar, a rich classmate who's always harassing Waleed. This just feeds into Waleed's deep-seated fear, this almost psychic need he feels to protect Raghad. So the tension builds and builds until one day it just explodes. Ammar confronts both of them, and in a blind rage, truly believing he's protecting her from a predator, Waleed kills him. And in that moment, right after it happens, Waleed is hit with this absolutely chilling thought. He thinks to himself, these two hands that so often cared for her are the same ones that killed Ammar. Can you imagine? That single thought just captures the horrifying reality of what he's done. An act of protection that was also an act of complete and total destruction. Okay, so fast forward 8 years. An eternity, right? Waleed is finally out of prison, he comes home, and he's expecting his reward. He's ready to finally be with the girl he sacrificed everything for, his youth, his future, the whole shebang. But of course, the world he comes back to, it's not the one he left behind. So after 8 long years in hell, what did that massive sacrifice actually earn him? The ultimate betrayal. That's what it earned him. Raghad, the woman whose safety was his entire identity, is now engaged to his own younger brother, Samar. Yeah, the world just didn't wait. His family, they thought he was gone for good, so they just moved on. And this right here is the new heart of the conflict. You've got 2 brothers. On one side, there's Waleed, intense, fiery, the protector, but now he's an ex-convict. And on the other side, his brother, Samar, quiet, gentle, the one who stayed home, built a life, and is now all set to marry Raghad. 2 brothers who are now rivals for the exact same woman. You can just feel Waleed's agony. It's just raw. He breaks down to his friend Saif, and he says, if it had been anyone else, I would have killed him. But it's his brother, his own brother. Suddenly, this is a problem he can't just punch his way out of. This is a betrayal from inside his own family, and it absolutely shatters him. So what does he do? He can't stick around and watch the woman he loves marry his brother. He just can't. So he runs. He flees his family, his past, trying to carve out some kind of new path. And this journey, it's about to introduce someone totally unexpected into his life. And that someone is Arwa. Now, Arwa is the daughter of Nadim, a friend of Waleed's who actually died in his arms back in prison. Waleed is there to fulfill a promise to his friend, and Arwa, she offers him a job, a place to stay, and maybe, just maybe, a chance at a life that has absolutely nothing to do with Raghad. So Waleed tries to do everything by the book, right? He's methodically trying to build this new life. Step 1, escape the pain. Check. Step 2, keep his promise. Check. He even goes as far as proposing to Arwa. He's that desperate to start over. But it's just not that simple, is it? Even though he's taking all the right steps, his heart is still chained to the past. He's still completely haunted by Raghad. And meanwhile, what about Raghad? She's just as tormented. Waleed's return has basically dug up all these feelings she thought were dead and buried. So now she's stuck in this impossible position, completely torn between her loyalty to Samar, this kind, gentle guy she's supposed to marry, and this powerful, confusing, overwhelming love for Waleed, her childhood hero who's basically just come back from the dead. Okay, so just when you think these characters are stuck for good in this unsolvable love triangle, fate decides to step in, and it does so with a twist of irony that is so perfect, it's almost cruel. Remember that new life Waleed chose? The woman he's planning to marry, Arwa? Well, it turns out she's the sole heir to a massive fortune. And whose fortune is it? It belongs to her estranged cousin, Amar. Yes, that Amar, the very same man Waleed murdered 8 years ago. Just think about that for a second. The reversal here is insane. Waleed, the ex-convict who went to prison for killing Amar, is now in a position to control his victim's entire legacy. The killer is about to become the keeper of the fortune. You can't make this stuff up. The irony is just breathtaking. But here's the thing, even with this crazy twist of fate, nothing is actually resolved. Not really. Waleed is engaged to the super wealthy Arwa. Raghad is still engaged to his brother Samar. And those powerful, unspoken feelings between Waleed and Raghad, they're just simmering right under the surface, leaving everyone completely tangled up in this web of sacrifice, loyalty, and desire. And all of this leaves us with one big, lingering question. When a love is forged in that much trauma and sacrifice, can it ever really find peace? Or is it just doomed to be defined by that one violent act, forever echoing the ghosts of the past?